What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL draft profile video on wide receiver Malachi Corley from Western Kentucky. Let's get into it, guys. So this is a new series I'm starting on my channel, something I'm doing new, and that's just kind of getting to know some of these prospects, at least some of my favorite prospects I like in this draft class. And I'm starting with this 2024 draft class, and this is Malachi Corley, Western Kentucky wide receiver, redshirt junior. I'll be giving you some pros about him, some cons about him, things you need to work on. Also, projected draft range, in my opinion, as well as some of my favorite team fits I like for him to potentially go to in this year's draft class. So let's get into it, guys. As I said, Malachi Corley, 5'10", 215 pounds, out of Western Kentucky, redshirt junior. He is known as the YAC King. If you don't know what YAC is, yards after catch. And he is probably the best YAC guy in this class, no doubt about it. He led the nation in total YAC and YAC per reception in 2022. And also, he racked up a pretty big year in 2023 with the 101 catches, 1,295 yards, basically 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. And in my opinion, and really a fact, really, but watching Western Kentucky play, which you haven't seen, you can watch highlight tape or watch certain game film on them. The main thing their offense wanted to do when they had Corley healthy and stuff was to find him the ball. Find him the ball at short order. No long, deep, long shots, none of that extra stuff. Forget about crisp route running. It's do a slant, do a crossing route, get a little bit of space, get the ball, and get to going. Let them get the ball, sure as you can get it to them, and slants, slants, screens, all that stuff, and let them do the work. And that comes to be a pro and con, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But speaking on who he remind me of Deebo Samuel, and I don't know he'll be him. I don't think he'll be him. We'll see. I can't guarantee, but similar size and weight. Definitely similar play style and similar strengths and weaknesses also, and let's get into the pros here. A couple of pros on Malachi Corley. He's like a bowling ball, a dense bowling ball, like I said, 215 pounds of straight muscle, and he's what they call Deebo Samuel, a running back playing wide receiver. He gives you the same vibes. And like I said, pros and cons of that also. But he has a mass of a running back, so at 215, bowling ball, built nice, built like a running back as well, the way his body structure is. Gives you running back vibes. So it's hard to tackle. Another strength, hard to tackle, hard to corral him down, even with DBs are draped over him, even if they having good coverage and playing tight on him. If the ball's in his hands, it's hard to bring him down one-on-one. You gotta really, if you're a cornerback, be aware, be diligent in your tackling, and hope to get him down one-on-one. But if not, and most likely not, he's gonna break loose and get some extra yards on you and can break a big play. Also flashes the ability to have good body control. Something I've seen from his tape a lot. Good body control, can contort his body, but doesn't have, and onto a weakness here, doesn't have great catch radius. Only 5'10" with not long arms, so the catch radius isn't quite there, but he can contort his body different ways and different angles to kind of make up for that in certain spots. But overall, the catch radius is kind of average, a little below average for Malachi Corley. Another strength of his, very good footwork, very efficient footwork on quick slants and in out routes. As I said, he's a master of that in Western Kentucky and probably the master of that in his whole entire draft. Quick out routes, quick slants routes, that's his go-to. That's how you get the ball to him quick. Make the smaller, make the DB that's normally DBs are scared to tackle. Let them try to bring him down one-on-one. They're going to probably miss, whiff, or do whatever. And he's going to break loose and gain you an extra 5, 10 plus yards just out that alone every time. So, it's going to be tough to try to press man him because he's so strong and so physical. But if you can press man him, slow him down, get him and the quarterback's timing off, it could help. But as I said, he's so strong. It's like I don't know if it's going to work either. And he's so good at contested catches, especially close range, like a slant or something. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to do so. So that's why he's going to be so touted in this draft because same as Debo. Like I said, when Debo gets going and gets ahead to steam, he's not overly fast, not overly quick either. But once he gets going, it's going to be tough to bring down, bouncing off of guys, or guys bouncing off of him. Barely any jukes, but the small little juke works, or just give you enough room to shake someone. And same as Debo. Just imagine Debo Samuel a little bit smaller. I think Debo's at least 6'5", 5'11", or 5'11", so a little bit taller, but give you the same Debo vibes. Now on to some major negatives. As I said earlier, just like Debo, people call him a running back playing wide receiver. So the route tree is very simple, very super duper rudimentary route tree, very college-esque route tree. As I said, slants, screen passes, out routes, crossing routes. That's really it. That's really it. So, that's something that needs to be worked on and might not ever really be changed because his game is his game. If you're Malachi Corley and you see Debo Samuel get big bread doing the same thing, why would I change up for? Use me like you use Debo. A little bit of running back, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of gadget guy. That's something that whoever draft Malachi Corley, you shouldn't want to change him. I know the route tree isn't the best, but don't change him. Just use him to the best of his ability, in my opinion. But we'll see how teams, whoever drafts him, view him and how they want him to grow. Doesn't really have long speed, not long breakaway speed. Has some speed though. Don't get it twisted. Same as Debo. He won't really break away from you, but he can, get an extra couple, get a little breakaway, 10, 15, 20, but he'll get hawked down, not long speed. Same as kind of similar in my opinion to Xavier Legette from South Carolina. Some people say he has long speed because he hit the 22-mile-per-hour mark on like one play. That's one special play that happens. That rarely ever happens. So I don't see him, Debo, or Malachi Corley, who all are kind of the same, similar build and style of play guy. I think Legette is more receiver than those two guys, but they all give you kind of the same vibe. So none of those guys have breakaway speed. Can break away at a perfect situation, but if not that, it's going to be hard for them to really burn and outrun people. As I said earlier, his lack of length can, some DBs who play it well, who play it right, can disrupt him at the catch point because he doesn't have a great catch radius, and if the body control doesn't really matter in the situation, which doesn't all the time, it's going to be tough for him to make some catches over some I said it all wrong. So he's going to have issues with cornerbacks that have good technique and that stay patient, stay accurate in their hand placement when the ball comes and stuff like that. So that's going to be kind of tough. Also, another thing I'm not really a big fan of Malachi Corley is looking at him going across the middle sometimes. A little case of the dropsies. The ball has to kind of be into his body because you've got to extend his arms out some. It's tough, as I said. The catch radius thing is kind of tough. So the ball across the middle has to be spot on or not too far off where it has a reach for it because the arms aren't that long. And you got to make sure he can corral it in and get some yards out of the catch because that's his thing. So you want to do great accuracy. You need a quarterback that has great short throw accuracy that can give him the ball out quick and let him do his thing. So that's really the main weaknesses I see in his game, in my opinion. Another thing, going to his best team / my favorite fits for him, I had the Niners. The Niners are a real option. There are rumors out there that, and not even the Ravens Debo rumor, I'm not worried about that, but prior to that, there was rumors out there as well saying Debo could be moved on from in 2025 after next season, which makes sense. The contract definitely calls for it. especially that they want to keep Brock Purdy and keep Brandon Ayuk, which we'll see this offseason if they keep Ayuk. But if they keep him this season, you would maybe think they might cut or try to trade Debo next season. They had to pay Brock Purdy, and keep the team good. So we could definitely see Malachi Corley brought in this year for the Niners, used sparingly, and then the following year he'll be really have the full Debo role, and that could be something there. Maybe the Houston Texans, they're another team that could use him. They have Nico Collins, a nice deep threat. Tank Dell, nice slot deep threat. I would really like to bring him in as well. He'll be a great fit, short throw YAC King. That's what his role would be. That's what his role is, and that's what it should be. So, have him as an underneath guy, as a short throw guy, physical threat with the Houston Texans, to me, make a lot of sense. We have a guy like Nico Collins, Tank Dell, who aren't really that. Nico's a big boy, but he's not really a physical threat. More speed than anything. More speed and finesse than physicality. But he has a little physicality to his game. Another team I like a lot, the Commanders. Right now they have 2 finesse guys, 2 speed guys, and Terry McLaurin, and also Jahan Dotson. They did bring in Zach Ertz, who's a tight end, but they did lose Curtis Samuel, who now with the Bills. He was their gadget guy. Had a little physicality to him. I think he could replace him there in the new Cliff Kingsbury offense. It wasn't the same offense that they had prior, but in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, you could definitely use a guy like Malachi Corley that can be, like I said, an underneath guy, a good threat, and a good safety blanket for a young quarterback like Drake May or Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, depends on who they end up getting. So I think it's possible that they could go that route also. Looking at other teams, the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe. They don't really have a physical threat right now. A lot of speed, a lot of finesse. Tony, who could be cut, we'll see. But Sky Moore, Tony, Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, none of those guys are a big physical threat. And Malachi Corley isn't big either, but he plays bigger than what he is, and he's tough to bring down. They don't really have that on their roster right now outside of Kelsey as far as a receiving option goes. Justin Ross could have been that, but, hasn't really panned out. So I think Malachi Corley, 3rd round maybe for the Chiefs, makes sense. A couple other teams as well. Not too many teams. The Ravens. I forgot them. The Ravens. The Ravens make sense as well. They rumored, if the rumor is true, I know did the Ravens GM come out and said it was false? I forgot who, him or John Lynch, but one of them said it never happened. The convo never happened, really, trying to get Debo, or trying to trade Debo to the Ravens. But whoever responded, the Ravens do need a Debo type player, though. They definitely would like that, probably. No OBJ. They did re-sign Nelson Aguilar. They did they still have Zay Flowers, obviously. They have Bateman. So bringing in another gadget guy, short throw guy that can get yards after the catch, which is Malachi Corley, makes a lot of sense to pair with Zay Flowers as a Debo Samuel type of player who would fit perfectly in that offense. They still gonna run the ball with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and those guys. And you could also squeeze in a couple of gadget plays, sweeps, whatever, for a guy like McCorley here and there as well. So I think he makes sense for that team as well, and a couple more. I'm not going into detail on every team, but those are the main teams I like for him. As I said, give him a quarterback who has good short throw accuracy, slants, crossing routes, out routes, screens. And he'll make some misses. He'll run through people. He'll bounce off people, and he'll get you some extra yards. That's dang near a guarantee. Just depends on the best team fit, a scheme fit, and stuff like that. So, but that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.